Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Swallowed Star based on novel. So let's start. The fragments of universe boat were close to the wind whirlpool. Even though it was only a small part of the wind, it hit Luo Feng everywhere, crashing into him like blades. But to Luo Feng, they were like a light breeze. A being showed up. Luo Feng, uncle. Luo Feng looked at Ice Mountain Master in surprise. Why are you here? After the fight with Yuan Ao Master, Ice Mountain Master was very close to Luo Feng as they tried to get the pulling traces diagram and defended themselves against the enemies together. Why can't I come here? Said Ice Mountain Master. That's not what I meant, said Luo Feng. I thought the human race was in Tilted Peak Sector. I thought you were in Tilted Peak Sector. That's true, said Ice Mountain Master. You just contributed a huge map of Universe Boat, so we can get more the first time. Lots of great beings of the human race will come here. Besides, Huge Axe founder wanted a supreme true treasure, which is why he came here. It'll take him around 100 years to arrive here. Luo Feng flew side by side with Ice Mountain Master. He's not in Tilted Peak Sector anymore. He might still go in the future, Ice Mountain Master explained. We got some pictures of the inner area, but Huge Axe founder never arrived there. He was lucky enough to find a special place and got a supreme true treasure there. In the inner area? Luo Feng was shocked. Supreme true treasures were usually in the core areas. Of course, there were exceptions, just like those white wings. It's in the inner area, so he came out fast, said Ice Mountain Master. The concentration of the human race in Universe Boat. As for Tilted Peak Sector, we'll leave that for later. Luo Feng understood. The map he contributed was much larger. After all, he only got several pieces from Yuan Ao Master, and none of them showed the path to the core area. After a short while, on a fragment of Universe Boat, a white godly palace was located on a great canyon. Ice Mountain Master walked to the white godly palace. We need to venture into the inner areas of Universe Boat. The top beings of the human race will come here one by one. There are 3 of us here. Me, Void Gold Master, and Jinma Master. For if we count you. Jinma Master? Luo Feng was surprised. The Hong Alliance is an alliance, after all, said Ice Mountain Master. We'll give a part of our map to them. But remember, they are other races, so we can't share everything even if we're in the same alliance. These secrets are all obtained by us humans. Luo Feng nodded. Some other races would trade something under temptations, and they couldn't be tracked as long as they kept it clean. Some beings left the Hong Alliance and joined other alliances, like Flame Emperor. Luo Feng and Ice Mountain Master transmitted their voices using godly power. Luo Feng, Ice Mountain. Milky Way Horde Leader, Ice Mountain Master. 2 beings showed up in front of the godly palace and greeted Luo Feng and Ice Mountain Master. Void Gold Master, Jinma Master. Luo Feng shouted. Luo Feng didn't rush it, as Ice Mountain Master and Void Gold Master were waiting outside. Time flew, and great beings came one after another, such as Penggong Master and Huangjian Master. One day, Luo Feng and Void Gold Master stood beside the cliff. Void Gold Master lowered his eyebrows. Do you have something to say to me? Void Gold Master, said Luo Feng. 3 of us came from Earth. Hong is the big brother while I'm the 3rd brother. My big brother went to you after. I could still get in contact with big brother before, but I can't anymore. How is he doing now? You mean Hong? Void Gold Master smiled. He's your big brother, after all, and he is a genius. He didn't make much improvement at the start. However, he's a special one. Normally, great beings make less improvement later, but he is exactly the opposite. He didn't improve quickly at the beginning but keeps making breakthrough later. Shehua Knight was a disciple of Void Gold Master, and Shehua Master improved really fast. Comparatively, Hong indeed didn't improve quickly enough. He's really mediocre aside from willpower and illusions, and he was the worst at the beginning, said Void Gold Master. However, he's already been able to catch up with the average level of my disciples. Tens of thousands of years ago, he went to Star Prison. He became undying there and became an emperor called Huanjie Emperor. He was then taught by Huge Axe, and after that, I lost track of him. You can go ask Huge Axe. In the universe of Huge Axe. Luo Feng nodded. No wonder I can't get in contact. There were two small universes. One of them was the Primal Universe and the other was Huge Axe Universe. Teacher Universe performed the supreme technique virtual universe that could cover the entire original universe. But it couldn't get to the universe ocean. It couldn't get to other miniature universes as well. As for the original universe, it was an exception. After all, the Primal Universe belonged to Teacher Origin. The virtual universe could only cover the original universe and Primal Universe. Hong was in the universe of Huge Axe, so he couldn't contact him. He can't compare with you. Void Gold Master looked at Luo Feng. You became a universe master after only a short while. Luo Feng smiled. Perhaps Universe Boat isn't the best place for you, said Void Gold Master. You're adventuring in the outer area of Tilted Peak Sector, and even Primal Chaos City Leader won't go too deep in the inner area of Tilted Peak Sector. He'll go and rescue you if you run into danger. However, this is a new map, and many great beings will inspect the inner area. If you run into dangers in the outer area, they won't even be able to make it to rescue you. No worries, said Luo Feng. I know you have the wings that can control the space and time. Void Gold Master shook his head. However, if you run into an enemy that has a pinnacle domain type true treasure, you'll be dangerous. Though you have multiple bodies, your true treasures will be seized. I won't say much. After all, they're your true treasures, and you should be responsible for them. Void Gold Master Dove and Luo Feng stood beside the cliff, speechless. After a month, 16 Universe Masters of the Hong Alliance gathered, and they took off. Some of them ventured in the outer area. Some of them entered the inner area. The inner area is extremely dangerous. Even I can be killed if I'm not careful enough. Great beings flew out of the Godly Palace, and Primal Chaos City Leader alerted Luo Feng. You need to be at least as powerful as Ice Mountain and Void Gold if you want to go to the inner area. Unless you have super surviving skills, don't go. Luo Feng was speechless. He needed to go to the heavenly pillars to sharpen his willpower. He didn't even say that he would go to the green keepsake area. Primal Chaos City Leader would be furious if he said he was going there. Chaos, Luo Feng isn't stupid, said Void Gold Master. He runs into dangers in the outer area sometimes. For the inner area, he will die if he goes. He knows what to do. Primal Chaos City Leader frowned. He's my disciple. Void Gold Master smiled. He's one of us humans, and I want the best for him as well. Let's go, said Pengong Master. Shua, Shua, Shua. They teleported and left. Primal Chaos City Leader took a look at Luo Feng and left. Void Gold Master said, be careful. Your teacher and I are in the inner area. We won't be able to help you. Then he left. Some called Luo Feng to come with them. No, I'll act alone. Luo Feng teleported and left. It took him 20 minutes to get to the surface. Based on the maps left by Jiefanzi and the human race, there were 100 ways to get to the inner area. The great beings of the human race separated, and Luo Feng's destination was the heavenly demon pillar. He would certainly choose a route with fewer dangers. There are 892 dangerous areas in total. Some safe places allow teleportation, and some only allow slow flying. It might take me 500 to 600 years to get to the pillar. Move. Luo Feng flew to a crack down there. It was a huge crack 280,000 light-years long and 92 light-years wide. There were vines around it, and lots of ice crystals, too. Luo Feng went into the huge crack. He just flew in, and at one glance, all he could see was endless, cold darkness. There were only faint traces of refracted rays caused by the ice crystals. So cold, said Luo Feng. He shot up into the sky and flew at high speed while putting his golden kingdom into play. Hazy golden light spread out instantly, enveloping an area with a radius of 80 light-years. However, some areas deep among the ice crystals were impenetrable and thus inexplorable. The 80 light-years contained thousands of regions, yet certain regions were anomalous, so the golden light was unable to probe into them. Only the more ordinary regions could be explored more thoroughly. Of course, Luo Feng restrained the amount of power exerted by Golden Kingdom. He only needed enough to maintain its exploratory function. After flying for a while, rip, pull, a blade of ice sliced through the void from afar without warning. It swept its way over and seemed as though it would extend to Luo Feng's location. Humph! Luo Feng put his mind to work, and the original restraint power of Golden Kingdom erupted in an instant. The erupted power crashed into that ice blade, which immediately changed its direction upon receiving such a strong impact. It quickly flew past Luo Feng, sailing above him. Luo Feng was already traveling at high speed, 90 times the speed of light. The deeper he ventured, the more soundless ice blades he came across. As the number increased, the more trouble Luo Feng felt was brewing. Blazing Flames Ocean. Luo Feng put his mind to work to activate Flame Sand Cup. Dazzling golden flames spread out instantly, but the power of Blazing Flames Ocean was a far cry from that of Golden Kingdom. Even as a supplementation, it did not bring about much improvement in Luo Feng's situation. Countless ice blades sliced across the length of the sky, colliding with one another, shattering into countless small ice blades and sweeping directly into Luo Feng's vicinity. Even if Blazing Flame Ocean and Golden Kingdom were to join forces, the most they could do would be to cause this dense pack of countless ice blades to encounter a slight change in direction. The area covered was too vast, so even a slight change in direction would still affect Luo Feng. Luo Feng frowned as he put his mind to work. Blazing flames, form my blade. The core power of the endless flame gathered rapidly. In the blink of an eye, everything had converged into a golden blade that was as long as 100 million kilometers. The golden blade was surrounded by blazing flames. This was certainly one of the ways the blade could be utilized, just like how many domain-type true treasures could gather power to restrain and attack enemies. Nine Tiger River was one such example. So was the top-tier domain-type true treasure blade River Luo, which converged its power to form a blade that was comparable to a pinnacle true treasure weapon. Flame Sand Cup was not good in this aspect, but it was, nonetheless, a top-tier domain-type true treasure. Thus, when its power converged, it could still form a top-quality weapon with the power of a top-tier true treasure. Break. Luo Feng started manipulating the flaming golden blade that was 100 million kilometers long while executing his ultimate technique Golden Light. He manipulated this gigantic blade with his godly power, which was controlled by his powerful willpower and consciousness. After over 1,000 years of honing and sharpening within the space of the wings, Luo Feng's willpower was now much stronger than when he'd first entered Universe Ocean. Quick like lightning, a beautiful, golden blade ray was formed with full empowerment of Golden Kingdom. It was certainly comparable to a strike from a top-tier universe master. The gigantic blade ray hacked into the middle of the sea of countless ice blades where a violent shock caused the blades in the middle to shatter. Many ice blades within the region of the explosion collided into one another and shattered into even smaller fragments. Thereafter, they were tossed in random directions. At the core of this entire ice blade storm, a large cavity of about 10 million kilometers appeared. Luo Feng went through this hole, and in a flash, he had made it through the region of the explosion. "This is only the first region on my route," Luo Feng whispered, "and it stretches over a span of 2,100 light-years. The only trouble was the ice blades. The nearer I get to the core, the more ice blades there are. Every ice blade was comparable to a full-force strike by an ordinary universe master. If I were to be surrounded and attacked by a large number of ice blades, I would definitely be in danger of sustaining heavy injuries. And yet, this was not even considered to be a dangerous land. There were 892 extremely dangerous lands on his route. Based on a simple categorization of normal, dangerous, and extremely dangerous, he had just entered a region considered to be normal. Firstly, its natural power was not intimidating enough. Secondly, Luo Feng could probe into this territory to understand the situation within and could teleport away to avoid any possible danger. After flying about for 3 days for a brief experience, Luo Feng started to advance with high efficiency. Where he could teleport, he would, If there was a need to use his blazing flame blade over an extremely long distance to create a path for advancing, he would. Even when he needed Star Tower to overcome a problematic situation, he would. His journey was fraught with danger. Within Luo Feng's world ring, his golden horned beast body was constantly standing guard within Star Tower. Even if Luo Feng were to suddenly meet with danger and original Earthling body was instantly annihilated, at least golden horned beast hiding within Star Tower would be able to pull through the dangerous situation and thus be able to reclaim Luo Feng's true treasures like his Shi-Wu wings. In the blink of an eye, 21 years had passed. Throughout those 21 years, Luo Feng considered himself to have experienced how terrifying the internal domain could truly be. Comparing it with some of the extremely terrifying and dangerous regions, the Ice Blades region at the entrance to the internal domain was like a vacation zone. The various dangerous lands thereafter were inescapable. Techniques such as Golden Kingdom and Blazing Flames Blade proved useless when he tried to use them to save himself. He was forced to use Star Tower, which he did in more than a couple dozen occasions to defend himself against the terrifying dangers. Wandering about the internal domain, having a palace true treasure was a must, Luo Feng thought. Even to the extent of a top-tier palace-type true treasure. When it came to top-tier palace-type true treasures, even Universe Supreme Masters would not be able to cause damage to them. Palace-type true treasures of this level were sturdy enough to tide through many kinds of dangers. Huge, jade-green ropes could be seen flying out of that endless black ocean toward Luo Feng. This black ocean was a nightmarish area, but Luo Feng was extremely at ease. Relying on Golden Kingdom, he could accurately locate certain safe grounds and teleport instantly when needed. Within this black ocean, he had teleported repeatedly like flashes of lightning, occasionally depending on Golden Kingdom to suppress those huge ropes. At the border of the black ocean was a vast, black, rocky land. The sky above this land was filled with molten lava. This suspended lava ocean often fell. At the same time, a large quantity of strange, huge, blazing rocks would rain from the lava ocean and crash onto the land beneath. The black ocean zone ahead is a breeze. But such relaxing days are hard to come by. The land beneath is the real trouble. Luo Feng stood at the edge of the vast black rocky land, then raised his head to look at the endless lava ocean suspended high up above. This region was named God-Destroying Valley. Along the route he had chosen, there were 892 extremely dangerous lands. Their danger levels rated near the top, and the danger level of this valley was enough to be ranked among the top 3. God-Destroying Valley was divided into 2 parts. The top consisted of the endless lava ocean, and the bottom consisted of the vast, black, rocky land. To break through, one had to proceed between the 2. The entire journey was fraught with various dangers. Whatever danger it was, did not really matter to Luo Feng, as he believed that Golden Kingdom, Blazing Flames Blade, and Star Tower combined could see him through any danger along the way. Yet, the scariest part of God-Destroying Valley was none other than Molten Lava Devil God. Molten Lava Devil God was a lofty figure tens of billions of kilometers in height. Its entire body was composed of sturdy rocks and limitless lava, and it had 4 gigantic arms. It had 3 eyes and a hideous fang sticking out of its mouth. Its level of intelligence was extremely low. It might even be considered to have no intelligence at all. But its power was incomparably terrifying. Molten Lava Devil God merely used that massive body of his. He fought the battle with his fists and legs. But his punches and kicks were unbelievably marvelous. When he started to fight and attack, even Universe Supreme Masters who possessed supreme true treasures would have to bow to his superiority and concede defeat. Its body suffered no damage. Up to that very day, no one had been able to injure Molten Lava Devil God. Once engaged in battle, even a Universe Supreme Master would barely escape from it, and Universe Masters and others exchanging blows with it were bound for annihilation. Information that Jiefanzi and the human race had left behind provided introductions about God-Destroying Valley, of which Jiefanzi's information was more detailed. Nonetheless, both had a common consensus: it didn't matter who it was if Molten Lava Devil God got its hands on them. If the other party was not a Universe Supreme Master, it would be game over. Even if I hide inside Star Tower, So long as molten lava devil god has its grasp on me, no matter how Star Tower attempts to take flight, it will not be able to fly away, thought Luo Feng. Star Tower will fall into an eternal predicament, and history has provided evidence that even for great beings hiding in Pinnacle Palace, true treasures, once caught, would soon be annihilated. Luo Feng sighed inwardly. How had molten lava devil god been born? No one knew. Many great beings had even guessed that molten lava devil god might be formed from the corpses of an early group of users of the universe boat. Was this why, no matter how many universe supreme masters attacked, it was not the least bit damaged? However, everything was purely speculative. The only concrete fact was that molten lava devil god was practically witless but extremely powerful. Fortunately, it was faithfully territorial, so it would never leave God-destroying Valley. Within God-destroying Valley, there were a total of 9 molten lava devil gods. A molten lava devil god is tens of billions of kilometers tall, Luo Feng thought, and its reflexes are extremely fast. The moment I fall within 10 billion kilometers of it, Star Tower will no longer be able to escape. Even huge axe creator has to hide from it. 9 molten lava devil gods. I hope I am lucky enough and can hide from them. God-destroying Valley occupied an area of tens of thousands of light years. There was a portion of it where space and time seemed to be completely frozen, without even a trace of ripple. There were very few regions that allowed teleportation, and there were many places that were unable to be probed by golden light. Advance. Luo Feng flapped his wings, giving rise to a hazy, golden light that spread its rays over a radius of 80 light years. Thereafter, he flew straight into God-destroying Valley. The burning temperature brought a slight frown to Luo Feng's face. This was enough to annihilate a universe night. From time to time, a large amount of lava would fall from a great height and come crashing to Earth. Luo Feng had to be careful when dodging and avoiding the falling lava. It was a common occurrence, and the danger it posed was quite small. The most dangerous obstacles were the huge rocks within the lava ocean that were not melted. These huge rocks fell at high speeds, and the impact they produced when they landed onto solid Earth was enough to crush a universe master to death. Yet the fortunate thing about these rocks was that they were, after all, lifeless objects, so avoiding them was possible. Break. Occupying an area of at least hundreds of millions of kilometers, the golden blazing flames blade suddenly hacked into a falling, gigantic rock that was tens of thousands of kilometers wide, causing the huge rock to fly to one side. Falling lava and also the occasional falling of large celestial rocks. Luo Feng had to be extremely careful as he advanced. On the 11th day after Luo Feng entered God-destroying Valley, in a certain corner of a territory that he was unable to explore, a head popped out from one of the caves of the black, rocky land. It had sparse, messy, and fiery red hair. A single roving eye looked at the rapidly advancing silver-winged figure in the air. Huh! Someone has the guts to break into God-destroying Valley? Hey! Isn't that the new universe master from the human race of the primal universe, Silver Wings Horde leader? The face on that head registered a slight frown as it muttered to itself. The human race had announced publicly that Luo Feng would be named Milky Way Horde leader, but in Tilted Peak sector, Luo Feng had earned his reputation by his silver wings. Thus, the other races had preferred to call him Silver Wings Horde leader. Young fellow, you just became a universe master not too long ago. You have silver wings that can control time and space and are so full of yourself that you dare to try your hand at breaking through the internal region? Especially at God-destroying Valley? Hee hee. Seems like your silver wings will fall into my possession very soon. A fiery red figure that looked like a human child flew straight out of the cave in one swift movement. It was the 11th day after Luo Feng had entered God-destroying Valley, and Luo Feng had become more careful. It was definitely the most dangerous place in Universe Boat, even without that molten lava devil god. He couldn't afford to be careless in the slightest in God-destroying Valley. Lava sometimes dropped from the sky, which made God-destroying Valley incredibly hot, and the space was twisted. Occasionally, huge rocks also fell from the sky. Huh! Luo Feng frowned. His golden country detected a great being behind him. Is he Yin Tuor from the first universe incarnation era? He immediately matched the aura and look of the great being with the database he had. Yin Tuor, a great being from the ancestral god school in the first incarnation era. He is a special life form that looks like a child. He is a special life form who wasn't born in the universe era Luo Feng lives in. He is extremely powerful. Also, he followed the path of Golden Beast God. He was proficient in close combat and spiritual force weapons, too. The spiritual force weapon he used was a pinnacle true treasure known as Golden Sulphone Armor. He was a top-tier universe master who could rival Ice Mountain Master and Void Gold Master. He was a special life form with a unique godly body, and it was almost impossible to kill him. The ancestral god school represented the origin law of the original universe. After one incarnation, the ancestral god school from the first universe era escaped, and they couldn't get back to the original universe. Without the help of the universe origin, the advantages the ancestral god school had were gone. It became a loose alliance. However, Yin Tuor himself was a handful worse than an Yong Master. It's him. Luo Feng frowned. Even Void Gold Master is easier to deal with than him. It's impossible to kill him. Yin Tuor tried to get the control over space and time, yet he was rejected by the dim golden light. Luo Feng's control over space and time had already surpassed that of universe masters even before going to the wing space, not to mention now. Ha ha ha. Human, a squeaky voice said. How dare you come to God-destroying Valley? This silver true treasure of yours is indeed special, and that golden domain is indeed powerful. I'll spare your life if you give me those silver wings. Deal? Luo Feng sneered. In your dreams, Yin Tuor. Through his golden country, a huge rock dropped from the lava ocean behind him. The rock had a diameter of more than 300 million kilometers. It plummeted at a terrifically high speed. That rock could have killed most universe masters if it had a diameter of more than 100 million kilometers, and with Golden Country, the power of the rock surged. It flew toward Yin Tuor. The rock twisted the space, and it plummeted like a streak of light. Humph! Yin Tuor yelled, and golden fragments burst out of his body. Billions of golden fragments showed up in the sky and surrounded him as if the fragments were connected. Many lore threads connected them immediately, and the golden fragments started to merge with each other. A ferocious, single-horned golden lizard 100,000 kilometers long appeared. It was a golden beast god. The single-horned lizard was forceful just like a beast god, and Yin Tuor was staying in the body of the lizard. How impressive the technique is! Luo Feng couldn't help exclaiming. It was just like a rebirth of a beast god. He couldn't do that yet. The golden lizard roared, and it raced toward that rock. It didn't dodge it, instead, it hit the rock like a freight train. The moment they collided, the golden lizard changed its shape, and its tail slashed the rock. The rock was derailed and kept plummeting. The power from the rock also burst outward when it hit the tail. The golden lizard changed its direction and flew toward Luo Feng. It borrowed the energy. Luo Feng was shocked. No wonder Yin Tuor is unkillable. Human, you've angered me, the golden lizard said. Haha. Then you'll soon be infuriated, said Luo Feng. He looked back. The golden lizard lashed his tail and changed its direction easily. It dodged the lava, and it was fully utilizing the power of Golden Beast God. Luo Feng was thrilled, as it was like watching the rebirth of a beast god. A joyful thought went across Luo Feng's mind. I can't believe I get to fight a beast god now. Suddenly, a whirlpool was formed in the lava ocean in the distance. Lava whirlpool? Luo Feng felt intimidated, as lava whirlpools represented one of the most terrifying threats in God-destroying Valley, one of the 7 most terrifying threats under molten lava devil god. The records in the human race were rare. However, Fanzi had detailed records, including some of the circumstances when individuals had been trapped by lava whirlpools. Apparently, Fanzi had adventured in on such whirlpool before. Horrendous wind was formed, and some of the giant rocks on the ground flew out and started to spin in the sky. They spun faster and faster. A lava whirlpool right in front of you, a voice from the golden lizard said. It'll get larger and larger as time passes. It'll definitely expand faster than you can run away. The space around us was already clotted, and there are no space ripples. Haha. You dare come here. I've adventured in this place for hundreds of eras, and it's like my home. You dare fight me here? Haha. Like your home, said Luo Feng. Do you think molten lava devil god will show mercy to you? Luo Feng rendered that golden lizard speechless for a while. You won't be able to talk later. The lava whirlpool kept spinning, and the whirlpool kept getting larger. It reached Luo Feng instantly. The wind was almighty. If someone was trapped in that wind, it would be like being hit by an elementary universe master every 0.01 second. Although attacks from an elementary universe master weren't that strong, the frequency would be able to at least severely injure a universe masters who didn't have good defending abilities. Luo Feng was able to resist it, but it sharply slowed him down. Ha ha ha, laughed the golden lizard. I've been here for hundreds of eras. Human, you're dead. The golden lizard moved in the wind and kept spinning. At the same time, his tail was lashing, making him move easily in the wind. The golden lizard flew to the surface of the rock. He extended his hoofs and stuck them into the rock. Then he infused his godly power into it. The rock flew toward Luo Feng. It flew in curves and was suppressed by Luo Feng's golden country, but it was still much faster than Luo Feng. The celestial rock got quicker and quicker, and it was impossible to slow it down. It had dashed Luo Feng. Luo Feng shook his wing and flew toward another rock. He landed on a rock with a diameter of 300 million kilometers. You know how to hide. The golden lizard controlled the rock. Luo Feng was on a slightly smaller rock. It was billions of times stronger than Mars hitting Earth. Under that wind, and rocks hit each other, and they all broke down into a multitude of shards. Luo Feng still trembled. A giant golden hoof slashed toward Luo Feng. This video will end here.